It's about 9:30 on Saturday morning. I've been up since about 5:30 seeking to finish up my sermon for Sunday, and just came across this great passage of contrast in Judges chapter 2. In verse 14, we see the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. He gave them over to plunderers who plundered them, and he goes on to talk about how basically the people that they were supposed to drive out from the edges of the promised land, they didn't. They failed. They lacked faith in God to do what he said he was going to do, and that is if they were faithful to him and to the covenant, that he would be faithful to his people, and that he would protect them and he would drive out those people from their midst. But they didn't do that, and so as judgment, as discipline upon them, God allows those Canaanite peoples, those pagan peoples that were still there, to come and to basically plunder them and to enslave Israel. And there's this amazing contrast in verse 16. Then the Lord raised up judges who saved them out of the hand of those who plundered them. I think it was Dale Ralph Davis in his commentary. He said you would expect today for a modern editor to scratch those things out and say those things just don't go together. You can't have the anger of the Lord kindled against them, yet at the same time his saving grace evidenced by the sending of these judges. And yet the point is made is that that's exactly what the text says. You have here people who are sinning, who are faithless, who are rebelling against God, and God is at the same time angered by them. In the context, certainly a holy and a righteous jealousy, anger that they would go after other gods after all that he had done for them. But then in the midst of that, he also sends salvation to them. And what a sign marker, what a signpost pointing us to the cross, where God both pours out his wrath on sin, and yet also, in pouring out that wrath, provides a means of deliverance as well to a people that were not calling out for salvation. In that passage in Judges 2, the people aren't calling out. There's nothing that says that they repented even, and yet God still sends redemption to them. And I'm looking forward to preaching that tomorrow as a comfort and an encouragement to God's people, and I hope that wherever you find yourself listening to this, that you find it a comfort and encouragement as well.